All right, y'all. So the last time I heard about Woojin was during our Stray Kids discography stream, and that was like almost a year ago. And I'm gonna be honest, it definitely like I forgot. I forgot about all of this and why I wanted to, see what happened with Woojin and why some people hate him, I'm guessing. But shout out to Everglow Up. Um Here's a video that popped in my recommended about how Kim Woojin became the villain of K-pop. I just want to know what happened, or I guess get like a base knowledge of what happened. Of course, be respectful in the comments and everything. This is just a learning experience for me, and I hope you guys can respect my ignorance and just, well, by ignorance meaning like I don't know what's going on, not like ignorance me being like belligerent as I usually am, but like I just want to have the space to learn about what's going on, at least on a minor level, I'm guessing. So without further ado, let's watch this video.
Yeah, how you doing? I got a question for you. Have you ever wanted to watch more videos than the thousands of ones that are already on my channel?
Like the ones that I'm not allowed to show you here.
Well, you're in luck, because I have a Patreon with 3 tiers. Here's what you will get per tier. Pause if you would like to read. As you can see, it's very thick, but you'll be the judge. You can go over there, look at it, check it out, let me know what you think. Thank you all for supporting, and thank you all for everything. Now, let's get back to the video.
Okay, all right.
Intended for mature audiences only, as it contains mentions of sexual assault, rape, molestation, cyberbullying, and suicide.
What? Huh?
It is not suitable for children or those who are easily emotionally triggered by discussions of this kind. Therefore, viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, massive trigger, thick trigger warning, major trigger warning. What? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Kim Woojin, born April 8, 1997, is a former member of rookie boy band group sensation Stray Kids under JYP Entertainment. Debuting on March 25, 2018, Woojin was their main vocalist and made it into the group's survival show under the same name. Prior to the survival show, he was a former SM trainee, which shouldn't surprise anyone if you've heard him sing. The survival show took quite a toll on him, as the group had lost 2 of its members due to the elimination, but were eventually brought back, completing them as a 9-member boy group. The group's success was commendable, to say the least, and they were actually doing just as perfectly as everybody else. So how did Woojin turn from being a vocal powerhouse of one of the most powerful rookie boy groups into the most hated villain in the industry? To understand that, we must go back, way back to where it started.
Bro, being the most hated in the industry is crazy. That's a crazy statement.
October 7th,
oh, God.
2017.
Ah, fuck. God, that shit is loud. Okay, I'm sorry.
Woojin's talents, along with those of his members, started shining before the survival show came to light. JYP Entertainment released the Elevator music video before the official premiere of their survival show, giving fans a slight taste of the talent they were about to experience in the coming months. January 28, 2018 brought the launch of their pre-debut extended play named Mixtape, consisting of 7 tracks co-composed and co-written by the members themselves, including Elevator. The pre-debut proved to be incredibly popular, debuting at number 2 on both the Gaian's album chart and the World Digital Song Sales chart. The previous generation of K-pop was coming to a close, and a new one was emerging. For those looking for something fresh yet authentic, found it in Stray Kids. They brought a fresh and powerful touch, which was the opposite of the bad boy / flower boy concepts that seemed to overpower and oversaturate the 3rd generation boy groups, leaving a few groups such as Monsta X as an exception. And Stray Kids seemed to prove that power by gaining numerous fans both in and out of South Korea.
We love Stray Kids here.
Did not end there. March 25th, 2018.
Bro.
Hey!
Debuting number 4 on the Gaian album chart and selling over 54,000 copies in March alone. The official debut, I Am Not, was the propel they needed to further their foothold into the K-pop world, as their very first overseas performance happened only less than a month after debut. This was followed by their 2nd and 3rd EPs, I Am Who and I Am You, released on August 5th and October 21st respectively that year. The group ended 2018 on a high note, getting nominated and winning numerous awards, including 2 Rookie of the Year awards, Best Male Artist, and the like. Within a year of entering the K-pop scene, Stray Kids had already proven to the big guys that they were a force to be reckoned with.
And they still are.
March 25th, 2019.
Yes. The first word.
Stray Kids! Woo!
Coming full circle 1 year after the official debut, Stray Kids had their third comeback and fourth EP titled Clear One Mirror. And to make the occasion even more momentous, the group earned their very first music show win. June 19th followed up with their very first ever special album, Clear 2 Yellow, with the title track Side Effects, followed by their digital single, Double Knot, on October 9th, along with an announcement that their District 9 Unlock World Tour would start from November 23rd.
Bro, these names of these songs just gives me like little tingles because like I heard the songs. I getting little tingles right now.
Along with the release of their fifth EP, Clear Lavender. Stay, the group's fandom had so much to look forward to from the group. Needless to say, they could not have been prepared for what would happen in the next 2 weeks.
What?
October 27th, 2019. Out of
Jesus.
nowhere, JYP Entertainment released a statement that Woojin was no longer a part of the group and that he had ended his contract due to quote-unquote personal reasons. That their soon-to-be released extended play would be delayed until December 9th of that year. This sent Stays and the K-pop world into a state of shock as they were trapped somewhere in between shock and complete disbelief.
Quick question. I feel as though like any statement is going to come as a surprise. You know, I feel like the out of nowhere thing is like, well, obviously it's going to be out of nowhere because who would have thought, you know what I'm saying? But maybe, or if it wouldn't be out of nowhere. Okay, so out of nowhere would mean like something like a statement, boom. But I guess not out of nowhere would mean rumors, I'm guessing.
Considering that BI and Wonho had been forced out of their groups, Red Velvet's Wendy had fallen off a 2.5-meter podium, and Sully and Hara had lost their lives, Woojin's leaving of Stray Kids helped cement 2019 into one of the worst years in K-pop.
Oh my God.
This announcement...
All that happened in 2019? I swear, whenever people put together things that happen at once, I don't know why, but it feels so much more of a punch. Cause you know how a year is like 365 days, you wouldn't even know. But if you put everything that happened together at once, you just be like, dog, what the hell? What?
Sent Stays in a frenzy, obviously, as they loved him very much. They commended their thanks by trending the hashtag #ThankYouWoojin on Twitter, giving their thanks as well as well wishes to the idol, telling him how much he meant to them, and to give, like the company had stated, their support for his future endeavors. As much as the fandom was respectful of Woojin's choices, it was the other things that made it suspicious.
What?
For one, it was not ideal for a company to let an artist go when a comeback was right around the corner. It didn't make sense for JYP to invest money, time, and resources into Woojin only to drop him off the face of the earth.
Oh, wait. Whoa. They only posted on Stray Kids DM and Twitter, but JYP has not posted anything, and it's already been hours. Dispatch or Never were always so fast on these kinds of news, but they're awfully quiet. That would definitely raise some eyebrows. Although Lavender has been postponed, Astronaut wasn't, so is Woojin still there. The statement that JYP gave was awfully short and came across to me as unprofessional compared to the other statements they usually give. Oh, so it's pretty much breaking the pattern that made people like go like, what is happening? They haven't given Stray Kids or Woojin any comment or insight about what's happening. Do they plan not to give Woojin a goodbye
resources
statement?
Into Woojin only to drop him off the face of the earth? Another thing, the statement they released seemed too similar, almost word for word for the one that was released for former Day6 member Jin-Hyuk, who then got involved in a scandal a year later for flirting with and possibly dating a fan. If the rumors were true, that meant he had been breaching his contractual dating ban that forbids rookies from dating for the first 3 years of their contract, therefore forcing JYP Entertainment to lay down the law and let him go. Fans saw this as a possibility that Woojin may have done something similar. That's why the agency would drop him at such a crucial time.
I forgot my water. Oh my God, this is getting crazy. I needed my water. My water. I need you. I got it. I got my water. We're good now. We're good now. All right, let's go.
Either way, this was all speculation, and a definite answer was never given to them. It left many questions hanging in the air with hopes that someone would answer them. After what seemed like forever, Woojin finally posted a response to Stays concerning the bombshell in October. While fans were happy to hear from him, it didn't quite have the answers they were looking for.
Hello, this is Woojin. I want to sincerely thank the fans who have sent support and love to me when I was Stray Kids Woojin also. I want to secretly apologize to the fans who have been shocked and devastated by the sudden news. I do not have any personal SNS. Is that what they say? SNS. So I wondered how I can share my how I can share how I can share my message. I also needed time to adjust and heal. Even though it's hard to explain how long I've been debating this, I believe that the fans who have loved me until now will understand me. Until I can stand in front of you guys, I will work hard as I think about good music and sincerity in songs. Even though it might take a while, please look after me and cheer me on. I sincerely thank you and love you all. From Woojin. Okay. To me, this seems pretty okay.
In the statements, he thanked them for supporting him and trending the hashtag #ThankYouWoojin, and proceeded to apologize to the fans who may have been surprised by the news of his departure. Despite the lack of answers, Woojin mentioned something that created even more questions. In his statement, he said, quote, "I also need time to adjust and heal, even though it was hard to explain how long I've been debating this."
Yeah, like what the hell does that mean?
Debating what?
Yeah, like what does that mean? What?
Leaving JYP? This means Stays believe.
I mean, but still, wait a minute. But like, guys, remember that we're just doing this in real time. So remember, like my brain is working in real time. So I'm guessing adjust and heal would be like heal from the sudden departure and adjust from the sudden departure. And I guess the debating would be debating the, like debating what he finna do next.
That something had been happening there, something he didn't like, something that made him leave. So did that mean he chose to leave for real and that JYP did not kick him out? Regardless of that, nothing was ever explained. As a matter of fact, till this very day, his, quote, personal reasons for leaving JYP have still not even been talked about, either by Woojin, Stray Kids, or JYP Entertainment. Nothing has been discussed. In fact, South China Morning Post asked him very recently, and he flat out refused to disclose any information.
Okay, so first off, so this video came out 2 years ago. So I'm gonna see if there's like any updates on him, if there is any. Woojin. Like, what is he doing now? You know what I'm saying? Where is Woojin now? Is K-pop stars? Okay, so pretty much he's pretty much he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing, huh? Okay. Whoa, what the fuck? I just saw something that said he was accused of SA. What the fuck, bro? Let's keep going.
So the frustration of missing Woojin and the lack of answers left a giant elephant in the room that was making everyone uncomfortable. The fandom was adamant to getting answers, and this brought their very first big mistake of running to conclusions. March 24th, 2020. In a V-Live broadcast, the group's leader Bang Chan seemingly to indirectly mention Woojin's departure from Stray Kids.
Yeah, like if I quickly just say something, it's how to say this? It's okay to make mistakes, like it really is, but like just make sure to be careful because it can really affect yourself and people around you. Like I know a person who had who had to face the worst consequence by making a lot of mistakes, and it was because of those mistakes that really affected the people around him. If you make a promise with with the team or the people around you, you need to be responsible and really keep those promises, not break them. And so while it's okay to make mistakes, like everyone makes mistakes, so it's really fine. But just remember to think of the people around you and think very carefully about your future and what you want to do, like your dreams and everything, because the actions and decisions that you make could become a really it could become a very big turning point in your life. And so don't be that person who just thinks about himself and think about the people, and make sure to think about the people around you too.
This shout out to CB for for being honest and being transparent, but this shit seems mad cryptic.
Because if you don't, it's kind of like betrayal. Then betrayal. And yeah, it means that you're being really, really selfish. So yeah, you can't go into too much detail, but yeah, I know stays know what I mean. So it's fine to make mistakes. Just always, I don't know. I feel like for me, it's top priority to think about the people around you, and of course, I'm important as well. But it's because it's like a really big industry where you have to work with a lot of people. It's always good to think about the people around you. So, yeah, stays know what I'm talking about. Stays know what I mean.
This segment of the V Live only added more controversy to the situation. It seems as if he was insinuating that Woojin had somehow betrayed the group's members and was...
Bro, I see why people say when you're in hot water, just shut the hell up. Because like anything can just make the fire whoosh. It could just make it just go up in flames a lot more. I kind of understand why people say just stop talking.
Too selfish to consider those around him. From an outsider's perspective, the translation of this was that Woojin's, quote, personal reasons were self-centered and were in disregard of the other members and how they feel or how it would affect them. The statement backfired on Chan as Stay began to hate on Woojin and say terrible things regarding him on social media. The fandom called Woojin out for caring about himself alone and living to spite Stray Kids and tried to sabotage their comeback.
Oh no, good God.
Chan did eventually come out and clarify that the statement wasn't addressing Woojin and that the fandom should stop throwing hate this way. So that case was settled, but it seemed too late as seeds of doubt about Woojin's character had already been planted among some of the group's fans, and that would come into major play 5 months later. September 8th, 2020. An anonymous Twitter account with this user handle posted an experience they claimed to have had at a Korean bar with a K-pop idol. According to the user's story, she and a friend of hers were at a bar 3 months prior, and an idol approached them out of nowhere, seemingly showing interest in them.
Oh no, oh my God.
After what they described as small talk, the idol allegedly started to brag to them by constantly mentioning the group they used to be in, which they clarified was under a big 3 company, and was adamant that they should know who he is. The girls then apparently insisted they did not want to talk to him anymore, and that they weren't interested in what he had to say. But then he persisted, which then resulted to, quote, touching their bodies without their permission. And when they told him not to, he would not listen.
Bro, no, come the fuck on, bro. Come on, son.
And became very aggressive. They stayed.
Also, I'm just going off of these tweets that I'm hearing this at the moment, bro. Come the fuck on, bro.
This experience made them feel terrible as the user blamed themselves for the situation as they weren't supposed to be out during the pandemic. Even though
No. Hey, on some real shit, bro. Hey, listen. I'm gonna be honest. To the people who are victims, I really hope that y'all don't blame yourselves, because you don't deserve to have no wild shit like that happen to you. Like, don't blame yourselves. Even if you think that, okay, maybe I shouldn't have been out at the... No, my nigga, no. Nah. Like, no. Don't blame yourself, bro. Because it's not your fault. Nothing about this is your fault. Like, even if you want to take accountability for what... No, fuck that. No, you should be able to go wherever the fuck you want to go and not have people touch all over you. No, bro.
The victim did not mention any names. They actually gave a clue as to who this idol was.
A W. Good God. Okay, wow.
They gave 3 clues. The letter W, the Korean characters Woo, and the phrase Big 3.
That's very... Okay, you should have just said the guy's name.
Fortunately, the only idol who actually met these requirements was Woojin. It's not every day that you wake up trending on Twitter for sexual assault, and when the tweets went viral, Woojin responded to the issue. Unfortunately, his statement did not sit well with fans. In fact, if anything, it landed him in hot water.
Fuck. What does it say? Hello, it's Kim Woojin. I've been through absurd things today. I'm posting a post to inform my fans about the recent news. Someone on Twitter spread a strange rumor and deleted his account. I've never met him, and I've never been to the mentioned place. You must have surprised a lot of fans, but please don't worry too much because it's not true. And I'm preparing hard for solo activities because I've recently signed with a company that fits my mind. We're going to take action to the false facts in the company, and the response will be held in the company. So please don't worry too much. Then I'll give you the news again. Thank you. I'm not the one to talk about PR things, but from what I've seen, I don't really... Well, I don't know. I'm not even about to act like I do know. I don't know.
It made them even angrier than initially when the accusations came out. Stay criticized him for being dismissive to the seriousness of the accusations, and that called
Dismissive. I kind of think that him talking about him preparing hard for solo activities probably would have brought the dismissiveness out of this tweet.
calling the rumors, quote, absurd and strange was dumb and insensitive and downright stupid. Not to mention telling people to look forward to his solo while he was addressing such a grave matter was immature and irresponsible.
Red flags in Woojin's statement, called sexual assault accusations, weird rumors, promoted his debut in the same sentence. Yeah, like, bro, like, what the like, come on, Slim. Said he's never met the people accusing him, even though they never revealed their identity. Huh.
Defense concluded that the way he chose to respond in this case must mean that he was guilty, as a normal person would have tried to prove their innocence and not write off to deflect people's attention from it.
I'm gonna be, bro, I don't, son, like, oh my God. Like, this is such a touchy subject, and it's a slippery slope. Like, this whole shit is a snowball, bro. This gives me a headache, dude. Like, it really gives me a headache, bro.
To make things worse, Woojin mentioned that his new agency, 10X Entertainment, was planning on taking legal action against these Twitter users. This part of the statements dragged him out of the frying pan, plunging face first deep into the volcano. Why is that? Well, when fans looked up 10X Entertainment, nothing was found. Well,
what?
Nothing but a DJ company in the US. And when they berated them with comments and questions, the company made it pretty clear that they weren't an entertainment industry based in South Korea. They did not know who Woojin was, and they weren't associated with him.
Oh, I'm taking this with face value. I don't know the truth right now. I'm just taking the information and just going out with that. What the fuck?
And if you think this is bad, we're just getting started.
What do
When
you
social
mean?
media accounts of 10X Entertainment popped out, the logo for their profile pic matched one of a furniture company. This led fans to come to one conclusion. The company was fake, and Woojin had faked it to try and scare the victims into silence.
Shit, bro.
Yeah, crap pretty much hits the fan from here on out.
Oh,
By
shit,
September
son.
11th, we had more victims of sexual assault than soap opera episodes, with women coming out left and right on Twitter to share their experiences. Their stories were pretty similar. They met Woojin at a bar, he proceeded to sexually assault them, and they somehow managed to escape. At this point, the hate against Woojin had reached a boiling point. Fans attacked Woojin without rest, from calling him names, attempting to hack his Instagram, and supposedly leaking his nudes.
What the fuck? Oh my God. Dog. This night. Oh. You know, to the people who, I don't know if Everglow is gonna speak about like naysayers about the, you know, the people who say like, oh, what happened didn't happen, you know, because there's obviously gonna be naysayers of people saying that. To the people that, okay, my question is to people, and I'm just like going off the dome right now, so yeah, to the people who are so adamant to say that someone who is accusing somebody else of sexual assault is lying. My question to you is like, can you afford to be wrong in this situation? Like, because in recent years, like, you know, every people are coming out about men doing wild shit to a lot of women, bro. And, you know, of course, women do shit to men, but this is not the situation. But like, dog, like, and it'd be a lot of people saying like, oh, you're lying. And people be like very, 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 very adamant about them saying that they're lying. And it's like, my question is, if you don't know the facts, or if you don't know what's actually going on and you're just going off of information, how are you so adamant about it being a lie? And in this situation, how can you afford to be wrong in this situation? Are you that adamant about the possibility of you being wrong? Do you think it that like, nigga, what? Like, what? I don't Like I said, this is simply.
To make matters even more complicated, some stay who had the opportunity to meet
Dog.
Woojin in person at fan meets share their experiences, claiming that he had said some inappropriate things, made them feel uncomfortable and strange, but out of fear that other fans would viciously attack them, they remained quiet.
Oh no, this is. Oh no. With these the information lining up, this is insane. This is wild.
A video surfaced and went viral amidst all of these accusations. This was a video of Woojin and the other Stray Kids members watching JYP trainees perform on stage. Chaeryeong, the main dancer of ITZY, was a part of these trainees, and fans speculated that Woojin was seemingly stroking himself while he was watching the then 16-year-old soon-to-be idol. This video made everyone nuts and fueled their rage to the fullest, leading the fandom to sending death threats to his social media accounts and telling him that he needed to end his life. Sexually assaulting women was already bad enough, but touching himself while he was watching a minor was straight up outrageous. If you think this has been playing out terribly so far, it's not even the half of it. As if we don't have enough anonymous accounts.
Fuck?
Another one states,
Nigga, come on, dog. Like, come on, dog. Like, I always be like, Slim. Niggas be weird, bro. And once again, I'm going off the information that's what's going on. But nigga, if this shit's true, niggas be weird, bro. That shit is weird. If he dead ass real life did that shit, bro, fuck that nigga. Like, no, I'm not. No. Like, come on, son. No.
Needing to be a JYP staff, came up claiming that they had inside information on Woojin's behavior.
And now this whole shit is about to be a whole shit show. This whole shit is just a shit show, son. Like,
pertaining his relationship with his former members. According to this staff member, Woojin was known for bullying the members of Stray Kids and abusing them physically, emotionally, and even sexually. At this point, the fans were livid, with a capital L. This doesn't stop there. Soon, fans began to question any and all videos of Woojin interactions with his former members. This led to so much over-analysis and claims that certain moments that were viewed as innocent before were actually signs that he was bullying them. YouTubers left and right uploaded various partials of videos claiming that they were quote-unquote proof that Woojin was mistreating the members of Stray Kids. Any and all yawns, sideway glances, or even blinks were considered evidence that Woojin didn't get along with the member, he hated them, bullied them, and made them feel uncomfortable every microsecond they were in close proximity with each other. That's pretty much the story. Now that we have the basics down, it's time.
Bro, I thought this nigga just left. I thought he just left the group because he wanted to do solo activities. I did not know that this was going to be all this. Fuck, bro.
We separated fact from fiction.
Okay.
K-pop fans have always seemed to have a hard time separating this two, and this case is no different. Considering that Stan Twitter is basically the main source of information in this case for, well, pretty much everything, the chances of getting lost between fiction and reality are astronomical, to say the least.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
sure at some point in your life you've heard the statement, think with your head and not with your feelings. This situation is in dire need of using that statement right now, as it has pulled on people's emotions that logic has somehow been thrown out of the window. For one, there are claims that no one is in a position to defend Woojin as there is, quote, so much proof and evidence against him. The statement is wildly misleading, as in reality there is absolutely no evidence against him. None whatsoever.
What?
A big mistake this fandom has made so far, amongst many, is equating evidence to accusations. One is not like the other. Evidence is used to back up accusations in order to turn them into facts. They are not, and I repeat, they are not the same thing.
Okay.
While it is important to give room to the victims to come forward with their stories, we cannot rule out the possibility that people can and are very much capable of lying.
I mean, yeah, that is true, but dude, like, this shit is. I'm just talking. I'm gonna be honest. I'm talking from a point of view. Obviously, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? So probably what I say is not gonna fucking matter. But I'm talking from a point of view of someone who has empathy for people who go through shit like this, because I went through shit like this, even though it don't really matter for real, because I'm a guy. But like, dude, like that shit is not. No, bro. That feeling is no. I don't. Nah, cuz. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. No. Fuck no. I'm not about to tell somebody, oh, you're lying. I'm not going to say, oh, you're lying. I'm not saying that. No, you got to give people, if people, Slim, I don't give a fuck if people are lying, to be honest, because this is my thought process. If you're lying about this, your karma is going to come to you. That's how I see it. I believe in, the universe and all that other shit. If you're lying about something like this, your karma is going to come to you. So that's why I feel like I'm comfortable in standing with the victims. Not only one, because they're fucking victims, and they put their self in the forefront as a victim. So I'm gonna treat them as a victim with some empathy and sympathy. And if they're lying, then we're gonna if they're lying, what I think would be like, and of course I know this is a touchy subject, but what I think, if they're lying, the necessary tools of proving that something didn't happen should be done. And if you're lying, if you're actually lying, the consequences, we'll get to that after we figure out what the fuck is going on. And that's gonna be after a lot of, and I know it's crazy, but like, bro, like, this shit ain't something to play with. This isn't something to play with, bro. It's not. And this is like, you could fuck somebody's life up. You can fuck somebody's life up for life. They just ain't nothing to play with. So I don't know if I'm making sense. Pretty much I'm saying, bro, I'm standing with women who come out with, or men, I'm standing with men and women who come out saying that they've been sexually assaulted. I'm not about to say you're lying. And the whole kill is like, if you're comfortable with explaining what happened, then I'm open to listening. If you don't want to explain what happened, then I'm gonna respect that, because some shit happened to you, and you should be able to say what you want to say and don't want to say. You know what I'm saying? But still, if you're lying, your karma's gonna come to you. But it's not my job to say, oh, you're a fucking liar, we're gonna make sure you get yours. It's not my job. It's not my job. So hopefully I hope that comes off in a way where that it sounds, plausible, I guess. I don't know. This shit is wild.
The only thing we have against Woojin are unconfirmed statements and accusations from anonymous Twitter accounts. That's it. Take it from this perspective. If Woojin's case were to go to court, would you have anything to place on the table to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he's a sexual harasser?
No.
The answer to that is a resounding no.
Yeah, no. That's another reason why this shit is so fucked up. Because nigga, the Twitter is probably the only way some people can actually get their shit off and get their story off. And this is also another reason why a lot of SAers get away with this shit. But I saw a graph, like, in all honesty, I saw a graph about, like, I saw a graph that explains the people that get away with SA versus the people who are actually convicted versus the people who have been lied on. Obviously the graph is going to make me be like, yo, god damn. But, like, this is the graph. Bro, take with this information what you want. Like, when you get certain information, you can't be mad at people for standing with someone who's a fucking victim or who comes off as a victim. Dog. This shit's not fun, bro. It's not fun. It's not a walk in the park. It's probably the worst walk you will ever have.
Another misconception is that 10X Entertainment is either fake or that it was created after the accusations. Both of these statements are very, very false.
Oh, really?
Firstly, we don't know when 10X was created. What we do know is when it was legally registered. And according to the documents they provided to Teen Vogue magazine, when questioned, was July 27, 2020. That is over a month before the accusations actually came out. Also, it is important to take note that 10X Entertainment did contact the cyber police concerning the accusation. Okay. It makes no sense that the cyber police would sign and hand them a plea and proceed with an investigation for a company that's not even real. The police would have to verify it, as business entities and companies are considered individual in their own right, meaning they have the right to sue and to be sued. And if the company was fake, this would be impossible. As for the logo, it doesn't belong to a furniture store.
What?
At least it doesn't belong to a furniture store alone. alone. The logo itself is used by a lot of companies.
Nigga, that's TXT.
And it's also similar to TXT and Everglow's logo, but no one accuses them of copying. Also, the official logo has been released now, so this is once again that research must be done before conclusions are made. Now let's talk about the victims. And a fair warning, there is a lot of bull to unpack here. You're in for a bumpy ride.
Okay.
Despite being believed by everyone, the most important part of their stories is missing. You see, these victims refuse to provide the dates and the times, and most importantly, the names of the bars they were assaulted at. Why does this matter? Well, this information is crucial to the investigation because their claims can actually be backed up. Think about it. These bars have CCTV footage that can prove that not only Woojin was there, but that he actually sexually assaulted them. Every year, hundreds of victim stories go ignored due to lack of evidence, and their predators go free without justice being delivered to them. However, these victims are in a position to provide evidence, yet conveniently choose not to.
But like
As Woojin stated in his interview with the South China Morning Post, it is impossible for him to prove that he is innocent if the victims won't even provide the vital parts of their stories. Because we live in a world where we always have to believe the victim, the only thing we have to go on is their stories. Therefore, they have the upper hand over him. Even if you don't like Woojin or support him, he at least deserves the grounds to defend himself, especially if there's a chance that he may have been innocent. And
yeah, of course. Like, I know I said if he did that shit, fuck this nigga. But he still should be able to defend himself if he can defend himself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to just crucify this nigga off of some Twitter stories. Even if the Twitter stories seem very, very convincing and they keep coming and you keep getting more stories coming. Like, bro, you can still defend yourself. Like, you got the grounds to do that.
And the fact that these victims are denying this feels awfully shady. The court of law was created for just that. Everyone has a right to defend themselves and prove their innocence.
Also, the court of law is a fucking game anyway. It's a game to see who can prove what, and whoever did.
Yes, it is true that many victims of rape and sexual assault are ignored, especially considering that for a millennia, society has been patriarchal. However, people are more than capable of lying, and it's not fair to sentence someone on social media without at least looking at both sides of the situation. The only victim that provided what they considered evidence was a date, April 29th, and a picture of a whiskey they claimed Woojin bought for them. This evidence was debunked, however, when it was discovered that the picture actually belonged to a random Korean Instagram user who, like any other Korean, didn't care or give two shits about the story. After being contacted by Teen Vogue magazine questioning him about the picture, he released a statement on his Instagram account clarifying that he is the real owner of the image and that he had taken it while at Crown B Bar in iTech 1 with his friend, and that he did not know Woojin personally, nor was he present at the time he was at the bar. 10X Entertainment then proceeded to contact the bar itself, and the owner not only spoke out proving that Woojin wasn't there, he actually handed CCTV footage of the Instagram user taking the picture, and Woojin was nowhere to be found in that footage. This is one of the 3 victims whose story has been deemed not credible, considering that they were the only ones who provided information that gave Woojin the grounds to defend himself.
I just want to say this also this is probably a bad place to say this, but also to the people who be lying about shit like that, even if it's a minute number of people, I hope you know that you're fucking it up for actual victims. Like, dead ass. Like, people already are not going to believe you. People are already going to try to debunk you. So, to the people who be like bullshitting and just like playing with this shit, you're fucking up everything for real victims, and you're part of the problem, dog. You're part of the fucking problem.
The second victim to be debunked was one named Haijin, whose account was created on the same day as the original victim. This victim claimed the same story as the others, but a couple of things seemed sketchy about her story, or rather it was how it all played out. At first, she claimed she was Korean, but then when she was called out for using a translator, she quickly deleted her tweets and then said she was only half Korean, half Chinese. She claimed that she was using a translator for non-Korean speakers, except her English was too perfect to use a translator. To top it all off, she showed DMs of what was supposed to look like 10X Entertainment threatening her, but the DMs, however, were fake, as the profile picture of the person who DM'd them weren't even the same as the profile picture 10X was using at that time. On top of everything, screenshots she used to claim that she had been threatened had blurred out the dates, claiming that they were, quote, not important to her. But the dates are just as vital as the threats, and blaring them off just didn't sit right with some of the fans. Well, at least to those who thought using their logic was important. Also, it did not seem suitable that a company would choose to threaten her on DMs where she can, easily take screenshots and show it to everyone. It didn't make any sense. Haejin also mentioned that she went to the police, but they, quote, laughed at her because Woojin was an idol. This isn't true, as any and all complaints taken to the police are taken seriously regardless of who they're against. And if they're denied the right to place a case, they are granted.
Hold up. Can you say that one more time?
Woojin was an idol. This isn't true, as any and all complaints taken to the police are taken seriously regardless of who they're against. And if they're denied the right to...
That's not true. Sometimes no. I wouldn't bet my money on that. There's some things that some police and law enforcement really don't give a fuck about, and they will show you that they don't give a fuck about it. That's not true.
Place a case.
Well, where I'm at, that's not true.
They are granted the right to actually go straight to the prosecutor's office. Take actor Kang Ji-won, for example. The two women he allegedly assaulted, their claims were taken seriously. He did have to go to court, and he was sentenced. Whether the story is true or not, the point is that the women who took legal action against him were taken seriously. Haejin's story doesn't stop there. On September 13th, the account was taken over by an apparent hacker who claimed to deactivate her account, only for her friend to magically get access to the account on October 4th to tell people that she had taken her own life.
What?
To make it even stranger, the friend claims that the parents did not want justice for their daughter and have decided to close the case. Far be it from me to decide what parents can or cannot do with their children, but it seems really questionable that a parent of a child who took her own life because she was sexually assaulted and no one would believe her would, want justice for her. This led to belief that the story was too shady to be true. The most notable stay with the story of an experience with Woojin was one named Nadia. According to her case, she had been living and working in South Korea for a few years. She claimed that she went to her very first fan sign ever on January 19th, 2018, and that Woojin was her bias. She claimed that after small talk, he started looking down at her breasts, and his smile made her uncomfortable. She also claimed that Woojin asked for her number and she was naive enough to give it to him. And then at 11 p.m. on the same day, he called her sounding drunk, asking her a bunch of inappropriate questions. The case doesn't stop there, because after she ended the call, he continued to spam her with text messages, and the rest was, quote, so terrible she had to go to therapy for it. There are many wrong issues with this story, and it starts with her Instagram account. She claims that she lives and works in South Korea, and she has for many years, but her Instagram account shows that her activity is based in Germany. The same thing happens with me. I'm from one African country, and I currently study and live in another. My account shows activity from the country that I'm currently living in.
Wait, what? Ooh, you black? You black? Oh, hey, okay.
And studying it, not the
Wait a minute, am I stupid? I know she definitely has her like stuff in here, right? Girl, you a Gemini? Girl, I know why I like your ass then. You a goddamn Gemini. Motherfucker. You a goddamn... See, I know why. See, I know why I like your ass now. Sorry, my bad. I just saw it said Gemini.
Country I'm from. This applies with idols who are also not Korean. While they come from other countries, their activity shows South Korea because that's where they're currently working and using their accounts from. If she lives and works in South Korea, that's where all her activity should be from. Unless it was traveling done at least 3 weeks prior, she's lying about her location. And she said she was working as a doctor's assistant and a barista, but didn't mention that she wasn't working or she had traveled at that moment. Secondly, in her statement, she clearly states that she, quote, sat in a chair in front of Woojin. So what's the problem? The fan event she mentioned on January 19, 2018, yeah, it had no chairs. You would think someone with such a memorable first experience at a fan sign would remember every detail, including to the fact that there were no chairs. I mean, this guy literally stared down at your boobs. Or was it up now since you were standing? The lies you tell, sis. Finally, fan events are also religiously watched by staff members. As you have seen time and time again, the fact that Woojin got away with so much, including getting her number, doesn't make any sense at all. In relation to it, there is a rule one must follow in order to get the members of the group to sign your album. You must put a post-it note with nothing but your name in English and in Korean, and that's it. To be able to give Woojin her phone number, she would need the stealth of a god to make that happen.
Listen, man, anything is possible, gang. Like for real, bro. Anything is possible, bro. Like for real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what's this comment say? Oh, this comment says, not only has this ruined Woojin's life, but it also has made a huge mockery of actual sexual harassment assault victims. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm fucking saying. And I want to say this even though we're like 45 minutes in the video. Like, dog, I'm gonna be honest, bro. If you was lied on, I'm sorry. If you was lied on, I apologize. If you was lied on and my reactions to what's going on may have hurt you, I'm sorry, dog. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you did that shit, it's fuck you. But if you didn't, bro, I'm sorry that all this is going on, bro. Like that ass. Like this shit is such a. Hopefully I'll be able to remember to say this at the end of the video again, just to reemphasize this. So once again, bro, if you have been lied on, dude, I'm so sorry that you went through this. This shit is crazy. I hope everything turns around in your favor. But if you did this shit and them victims was telling the truth about what you did, you finna get yours, and it's fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I want to apologize to both sides because I don't know what's going on. I just want to apologize for that, you know, and I'm going to stand on what I say. Hopefully it will stay the same way, but I want to apologize to both sides. Because I don't know what happened. I don't know what's true and what's not at the moment. So having the limbo of the knowledge that we don't know what's going on, or at this moment, I want to apologize to both sides and to sexual assault victims as well. I want to apologize to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to make that clear. I want to make that flat out. I don't want to have no.
Can we be upfront with ourselves here? Woojin wasn't even palming himself. There is a number of reasons to consider this. Apart from the fact that...
And also, I'm sorry. Sometimes I be gullible with, like, videos that I be saying. And I don't want to like come off as like I believe the video and what the tweet says, because I know that people be pulling shit out their ass. I'm somebody who's had shit said about me that's not fucking true. I'm aware of that. I do acknowledge that having videos and tweets that say something do make me feel away.
There were minors in his presence, obviously. Woojin was in a room full of people, from producers to cameramen and directors to his own members who was sitting right next to him. Since they love to acknowledge how real and upfront Stray Kids are, how much do you want to bet that Hyunjin, who was not only sitting next to Woojin, but happened to be talking to him while he was, quote, palming himself, saw that and he just gladfully let him be? There has to be two explanations for this. Either A, he wasn't palming himself, or B, he was and his members were okay with it. See how quick the fandom will jump to defend the other members.
So he does
the other reason to not believe this is simply that Woojin is a creature of this habit. As you can see in the Stray Kids V Live, he was doing the exact same thing as he was doing in the Chaeryeong video. So what do you have to say for yourselves now?
The palm
To be
reader?
honest, I don't believe in palm reading at all. But these things read energy, not facts. Take me for an instance. I have this thing in astrology called an 8th house stellium, meaning that my natal chart has 3 or more planets in the 8th house. People like this seem to be too detached to intimacy and they're just too focused on sex. It doesn't mean that I'm a rapist and that just because I focus on sex a lot. Secondly, the palm reader said Woojin wanted to experiment sexually. You have to understand that is totally different from forcing yourself on people. One is natural, the other is a crime. Everyone at some point has or will experiment sexually, whether it's watching adult content, risque scenes in movies, etc. But not all people who are doing this are forcing themselves on others.
Right.
This is what I mean by not throwing logic out of the window. He also stated that Woojin isn't always truthful, which, to be honest, is anyone really? The hypocrisy comes to the fact that something shady was said about each and every member in Stray Kids, but Stay seemed to be only focused on the video pertaining Woojin and ignoring what was said about all the other members. Shady much?
Yeah.
Earlier, I mentioned that videos were going viral of Woojin supposedly mistreating the members of Stray Kids. I've already made a video pertaining the bullying allegations. So if you watch it, for a warning, I drag the hell out of this fandom. That's not a video for the faint of heart. The truth is, none of these videos by these YouTubers provide any real proof that Woojin bullied the members. The reality is that the clips have been purposefully edited, with each scene lasting at least 3 seconds to fit the narrative of a bully, as I stated before. Logic is more necessary than feelings. In pertaining Felix using #8 doesn't confirm, neither does count as evidence that Woojin was a bully. Stray Kids is 8 now, and like Chan mentioned way before the controversy, we have to get used to it. This is a very flimsy argument to use against Woojin. Also, side note, both Woojin and Felix trained in martial arts, and Felix has a black belt in it. Something tells me that if Woojin would physically attack him, Felix would be more than capable of taking care of himself.
I mean, but that don't mean like in the situation like the nigga probably could have froze. You know what I'm saying? My hands work, but if somebody comes up to me and surprise me, I might freeze. You know, like I like, you know, there's that.
Is not the helpless tiny little thing that needs to be placed in bubble wrap 24/7 for his own personal protection. Therefore, this fandom needs to stop victimizing him. Felix is not, I repeat, he is not a helpless child.
He's Felix.
Fans criticize Woojin for allegedly self-promoting during an apology. That is messed up for a number of reasons. The first one being the fact this was a statement, not an apology. It was an address. Secondly, Woojin was clarifying to his fans what he was focusing on at the moment, not, quote, promoting himself.
I understand, Everglow. I get that. I understand that. But when it comes to shit like this, dog, man, when it comes to shit like this, bro, it's a certain way that you gotta speak if you want to be seen as innocent. And if you say the wrong thing, you finna get your ass dragged. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Like, I applaud you for, you know, coming to do defense about the statement and not an apology. I respect that. I respect all the, you know, all the stuff that's being brought to. But like, we gotta keep it a stack. If some shit like this is going off, if some shit like this is going down, whatever you say is going to be taken into account. And especially if everybody's on your ass. Like,
While it was in poor taste, yes, the accusation is very hypocritical, as fans have discussed sexual assault cases while turning around and promoting Stray Kids music in those exact same tweets, telling people to, quote, stream backdoor or posting fan cams of their favorite idols. One cannot attack someone of doing something they deem bad, but then turn around and do the same thing and then get angry when they're held accountable. In other words, miss me with that BS. If you're one of those convinced that the very first victim was authentic, I'm warning you now. There's a lot of craziness in this mess, and I'm about to highly disappoint you. You might want to grab a pillow to either punch or muffle your screams in. Also, there's going to be a number of names and people involved, so I advise you to listen as carefully as possible. This also gets very personal and heated, as my friends were involved in uncovering this.
okay.
The depth of this case comes when a realization by a friend that a Twitter user who goes by Rafa, aka Rafaela, was involved in this case. Maybe a little too involved. For one, her account was the very first one to retweet the victim's story. But even more interesting, Rafaela was the very first person to insinuate that the idol in question was Woojin. And get this, she did this before the actual victim hinted that she was talking about Woojin. This led to two hypotheses. Either A, Rafaela was the victim, or B, she knew the victim personally, as it wouldn't make any sense how she knew Woojin was the idol being talked about before the victim gave their hints. Another reason why this story seemed sketchy was that a Russian Twitter user revealed that the account actually used to go by a different Twitter handle, at My Day's Confession. It seemed to belong to a Day6 fan. After looking into the archived tweets, it turns out a number of people who follow Rafaela were already following this account before the official tweets about Woojin were posted. Underneath their interactions, there was one user named Thias. Thias is a friend of Rafaela's, and the reason why she's key in the story is that while the account was still a My Day's Confession account, she claimed that she wanted to say something about an idol but was too afraid that her friends would be mad at her. Making this even more suspicious, Thias had just gone back to Brazil, as she had been in South Korea for months prior to that. Even if it wasn't the answer we're looking for, it was close enough to arouse suspicion about the authenticity of the story. Even more, the interactions revealed something interesting. There was a miscommunication that happened with Chinese fans when Woojin went to China to support a former trainee member that he used to work with. Now, a picture was taken and people assumed that Woojin was at a brothel, so this started to go viral on
What
Weibo.
the fuck?
However, the person who took the picture then came out and clarified that Woojin was at a concert and not at a brothel. Rafaela and her friends didn't get the memo, as days before this situation, they were actually discussing Woojin being at a quote-unquote brothel. A deeper dive into Rafaela's tweets proved that she already was very suspicious of Woojin from a long time ago. And by long time ago, I mean right from the moment he left Stray Kids. She was convinced that he had, quote, done something bad and that Chan's V-Live was proof of that. Putting this information out there publicly, however, caused a stir when Rafaela and her friends caught wind of this. They pretty much lost it. They started threatening us, claiming that they would involve their lawyers for, quote-unquote, invasion of privacy, which is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard since Trump's one-term failure, considering that any and all information we gathered on Rafaela and her friends was from public social media accounts that they put out themselves. I wonder how they were going to explain that to their lawyers. Also, they spread information about Woojin sexually assaulting anyone without proof. We would have loved to see how they would have explained that to the court of law while they were at it. Thias especially was adamant that she had absolutely nothing to do with this, and Rafaela and her friends got pretty defensive at any mention of her name. After realizing that their fear-mongering would not work on us, they chose a different option, a private conversation with one of our friends. According to Rafaela, she met this victim online and that she had actually never met her face-to-face, and that when she told them that there was a situation that had happened with an idol, they encouraged her to come out and promised her that they would do whatever it took to get her justice, include involving the police. So they trusted her enough to not lie to them. Of course, this is BS and none of my friends are buying this. How on earth are you going to claim that your friend was sexually assaulted but somehow never bothered to ask where or when it happened, especially considering that you have to involve the police? How are the police going to conduct an investigation about a sexual assault when they don't even know where or when it actually happened? The discrepancies only started to get deeper. After Rafa's underage sister named that she was quote-unquote a witness to the situation, Thias actually claimed that Rafaela's youngest sister had never even been overseas. So how does that work? Because not even teleportation can cover that. This was such a web of mess, and it actually doesn't end there. Lord have mercy. Remember when Thias said that she wasn't involved in this mess at all? Yeah, what if I told you she actually owned the victim's account? Yeah, bombshell. I know. You see, the email that was used to open this account is the same as the school email that Thias acquired while she was working at Seoulbridge in South Korea. To make matters even worse, when this information was brought out, Seoulbridge's Twitter account was liking these tweets. So clearly they were aware of this case and sending a message that they might not have been on her side. Now that Thias was officially cornered, she eventually came out and admitted that the account did belong to her. She said that it was a My Days confession account and people were sending really mean confessions, so she decided to not use the account any longer. She then borrowed the account to Rafaela, who then took it and used it from there. So technically, Rafaela is the one who sent these tweets and not the victim. Right. When this entire story went into an explosion, Rafaela and her friends decided to deactivate their accounts and they went silent for at least a couple of weeks. After 2 weeks of deactivation, Rafa ended up reactivating her account and sent a DM link to a Woojin supporter. The link was to an account of a user by the name of Victoria who claimed that she couldn't prove her story, therefore she was willing to let people believe that this entire case was a lie.
This is so much.
The funny thing about this Victoria account brought a lot of discrepancies. At first, she claimed that she was the original user, but the username she claimed to be was totally different from the original one. She also then continued to claim that she did not mention Woojin's name while she was telling Rafaela and her friends about this case, which is strange to me because if she didn't mention Woojin's name, why would Rafaela and her friends tell the public that Woojin was the idol who sexually assaulted her? Anyway, the story has way too many discrepancies to even be looked at. Time and time again, the statement has been reoccurring on Twitter since the entire ordeal started. quote, I would rather support a potential liar than a potential sexual harasser. While on the surface, this may seem logical as lying sounds way less damaging than sexual assault, people are overlooking that one word, potential. The word alone should debunk the whole always believe the victim. The fact that there's a chance that the victim could be lying should be enough for someone to not pick their side. You have no...
I get that. I understand that. I understand. And I definitely did say, nigga, well, I don't know if I don't remember if I actually said it verbatim, but I know like I would rather believe a potential liar than I would rather believe the potential liar, because at the end of the day, I don't feel like I can afford to be wrong in this situation. One, nigga, this is coming from the mind of a victim that has been, laughed at some shit that has happened to him. So, I mean, like I said before, if I'm wrong, if they lied and I took the side of the victim, I'll apologize and try to make things right. That's the best that I can do. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. If that doesn't sound logical, then it is what it is. If that sounds stupid, then it is what it is, bro. If you, in all honesty, if you got a problem with me taking the side of a victim and it comes out the victim is lying, dog, okay, I'm going to apologize. I'm a grown ass man. I can do that. But the thing about this whole shit is that I can't sit with myself. And I want to say this like, calmly, but I can't sit with myself and be okay. Or in terms of like this, I can't sit with myself and be completely fine knowing that I took the side of someone who has essayed somebody. So if I was going to, but in all honesty, I'm gonna keep it a stack. What I can do, I can sit with myself if I stand with a victim and it turns out they lied. Because what did I say? Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank. I can stand with the victim, and if it turns out that they lied, I can sit with that. I can sit with that. And if that makes me part of the problem, then okay, cool. Yeah, I'm a part of the fucking problem. Like this is me. This is me. I'm talking from me. Coming from the shit that I've been through, I can't sit with I can't be okay with sitting with believing a fucking dude. And I'm sorry, not my bad. A sexual assaulter, because I know those words hold an SAer. Let's say that, because I know those words hold different meaning and all this other, what I'm saying? Yeah, but like, bro, I would love understanding in that. And at the end of the day, I apologize if I'm on the wrong side, and I apologize to the side that I wasn't on. And I hope that I can rectify the situation. That's if I'm on that side. You know what I'm saying? Right here in this situation, I'm more towards the victim because just my experiences. So if that makes me a bad person, then okay. If we can talk about this, then okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm always open for dialogue. Please be respectful. Nigga, if you not respectful in this comment section, and if you send hate towards Everglow, you ain't no supporter of me. Nigga, it's fuck you, okay? This shit ain't nothing to be like, oh, go crazy about. You know what I'm saying? I just would like to be respectful and just have a brain. And yeah.
No guarantee that they're telling the truth. And while they may be a potential liar, the damage they do isn't potential. It's real and it's permanent. May I remind you that Tulsa, Oklahoma had a massacre that occurred thanks to, quote, always believing the victim. Yeah. I'm not saying that a murder is going to happen in this case, but you have to understand how easy it is for misunderstandings to get out of hand. Yeah, simply taking things out of context and ignoring facts is dangerous. When the police conclude their investigation, and if Woojin is proven innocent, how will you defend your actions?
If he's proven innocent and I'm not on his side, I'm going to say sorry to Cuz. I will give him an apology. If this nigga is innocent, bro, he deserves a fucking apology. Simple as that. It's just simple as that.
Yes, it is vital for victims to feel safe enough to tell their stories. It is also important that one is always innocent until proven guilty. Yeah. It's a basic human right that everyone deserves, Woojin himself included.
Yeah.
All in all, this story has been a confusing maze with twists and turns that no one can seem to understand or see coming. The story was like a plastic bag set on fire from one uncontrollable circumstance to the next. For one, Woojin's statement may have made things worse for him, yes, but not everyone knows how to handle issues like this. And deciding whether he's innocent or guilty based on a single statement is flat out wrong and unjustifiable. And he does get credit for handling it properly after, as he has since apologized for taking this statement as just another random rumor on the internet and not giving a responsible response. 10X Entertainment's plan to reveal themselves during Woojin's debut may have been a smart one for his career, but it backfired when the accusations came out. This made people question his credibility and added more fire to the furnace. However, they do deserve credit for handling this wisely. They proved Woojin's innocence in cases where they could and left the rest to the police to investigate and handle. As for the victims, they have not provided any necessary information to back up their claims. Their stories have loopholes and they vanished one by one once the police got involved. K-pop YouTubers fueled the fire for this situation by editing and manipulating videos just to get views and to present them as, quote, proof that Woojin was a bully and that Stray Kids faked their relationship with him. These YouTubers have neither been called out nor have they actually taken responsibility for making the case worse than it should have been. They threw away their moral compasses and lack of regard for Woojin's future and let this get out of hand. They still have these videos up and they have not apologized to Woojin or his fans for the bullying that they suffered in the name of, quote-unquote, proof that Woojin was bullying the members. The final blow goes to Stace, as they are the primary reason why Woojin suffered this case to the extent. This fandom had been scratching from October of the previous year for real reasons why Woojin left the group. They refuse to accept that Woojin and JYP Entertainment can choose not to say anything about that, and that we don't have to know why Woojin left. He has every right to keep his private life private. This is the reason why they hated Woojin after Chan's V Life without the full context of what or who he was talking about.
Yeah, and also for the stays that took all this shit out of proportion, bro, I hope y'all are okay with if y'all are wrong. That's what I would say. To the YouTubers that edited them videos, listen, bro, was it worth it? If it was worth it, then all right, bro. At the end of the day, your karma gonna come to you. That's how I feel about it. Anybody that's taking this shit out of proportion, including me, if I took this out of proportion, if my perception of all this took this out of proportion, then my karma gonna come to me and I accept it. But like, this shit is a mess.
At the end, Stays became everything they accused Woojin of. They accused him of being a bully to Stray Kids, when in reality, they cyberbullying him on social media until Instagram had to deactivate his account for safety. They called him and his fans names and attacked his fans for simply having difference of opinion.
And also, if your response to shit like that is the same shit that you're responding to, that don't make you better. It just makes both of y'all some shit. It makes both of y'all some shit. If cuz bullying somebody and you bullying somebody for bullying, nigga, that shit don't make you right. Two wrongs really don't make you right. It'll make you even, but guess what? At the end of the day, what's even? What do you gain from being even? Satisfaction of being even? Okay, and then what's next?
Claimed Woojin was fake to Stray Kids, when in reality, their love they claimed to have him for years couldn't stand the test of time for a whopping 24 hours. They said that he was not taking sexual assault issues seriously by, quote, promoting himself, yet they used the case to promote fan cams of idols when Woojin was trending. And worst of all, they claimed that he was a sexual assaulter, when in reality, they released nudes of an innocent man claiming that the nudes belonged to Woojin, which, by the way, if you aren't aware, that is sexual assault. At the end of the day, everyone has a choice to either defend Woojin, believe the victims, or remain neutral. However, we all have a responsibility to make our choices from informed points of view. Calling Woojin names and attacking the victims and taking the accusations as evidence is not only irresponsible, it's dangerous. Like Chan said, you have to think about those around you, not just yourself. You don't get to preach self-love and walk around speaking out of anger and frustration. You don't claim to stand for the truth while believing lies, and you most certainly don't get to claim to love people while you spread hate. Always remember that. Until the next time, stay safe, God bless, and I love you.
Okay, thank you, Everglow. I appreciate this, Everglow. Hey man, in terms of all this stuff, this was a big video, and this was very heavy. I'm gonna keep it G. This is very heavy, and I do look forward to reading the comments of what y'all say. I don't know if I'm going to reply. I will reply to some comments, However, like at the end of the day, I just want to just lay this out on the table, lay this out flat. If you made it to the end of this video, I just want to lay this out flat. Like this SA stuff is nothing to be played with. It's nothing to be made fun of. It's nothing to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing to just mess around with, brother, cuz this shit is real. From the people who be assaulting to the people who be lying of the assaulting. This shit is nothing. It's nothing to be played with, bro. It's not. You can't, bro. This shit is not nothing to be played like some. No, bro. No. And once again, this is coming from somebody who's experienced some shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Well, not experienced like I'm talking about like experiencing like being assaulted. You know what I'm saying? And laughed at. You know, niggas try to cope through that shit, but it is what it is at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But same thing, same. If y'all made it to the end of this video, I would love to know what y'all think about this situation. Like I said before, keep it respectful. If you gonna go to Everglo's channel, send some love, you know, and all that nice stuff. This video is like 2 years old, so if I'm reopening Pandora's box, that's out of that's just out of me wanting to learn about what actually happened. And now that I know what actually happened, my brain is all kerfuffled. So yeah. But at the end of the day, if I'm still taking the side of the victims, to the actual victims, if there are victims, I'm taking the side of those victims. And all this other shit that happened to Woojin, I do apologize that you went through all this shit, bro. If you didn't do any of this, bro, I apologize for the shit that you went through. You deserve an apology. I would like to give you an apology. But then again, that's if you were innocent, you know. I'm not making no you know, accusations or statements or definite words. I'm not gonna call you names, not gonna do all this. You know what I'm saying? Cause this is something that people don't even want to touch. You know? But at the end of the day, I just wanted to keep it real to myself and just learn about things and just take it from face value. And if shit comes up and it comes across my desk, then I will watch it and do the same. You know, I don't want to come off as somebody who's holier than thou. I don't want to come off as somebody who's trying to be bigger than whoever the fuck I'm just trying to be real and authentic, bro. And authentically, I am confused. But what I did get from this is that the smallest spark can literally create a whole forest fire. And the possibility of people who are putting the gas on the fire may be greater and it may be smaller, but at the end of the day, you just got to be careful with how you deal with shit like this. And that's easier said than done. But I just hope everybody's okay, bro. Like I just hope everybody's well and are doing fine. Like that's all I ask for, like, to be honest. But nevertheless, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for everything. I will see you guys in the next one. Y'all be easy, all right? All right, bet. Bye.